Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. Our big focus this hour, the 15 million strong electorate in the national capital shall cast its mandate in a week's time. Even as the polls inch closer, tripartite battles continue to heat up. This time, Arvind Kejriwal, the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, is eyeing a third term as chief minister. The Congress, on the other hand, is hoping to make a comeback. Meanwhile, the BJP is banking on its double-engine pitch. Amidst the war of words, there are several issues plaguing the people of Delhi. Whether the pollution problem, the garbage disposal issues, DTC breakdowns or traffic snarls, we are now bringing to you the Janta's pulse. We've posed the people of Delhi 5 key questions on how they're perceiving the pollution menace and the effort to tackle it. And let's take a look quickly at what the results of this big survey are. What are the questions we posed to the respondents of this survey, and what are the results of what they've had to say? So the first big question was, are you concerned about air pollution in Delhi? Overwhelming 78% people said yes, 22% people said no, and 0% people said that they can't say. Leads us now to question number 2 that was asked to the respondents of this survey. Do you think stubble burning is the main cause of pollution? 51% people actually said yes. 48% people though said no, quite close there. 1% people said they can't say. The next big question asked was, which party has a better plan to tackle the pollution issue? And here 39% actually said none of the above. So 39% people believe that none of the parties have a proper plan to tackle the pollution menace. Could we please go back to the previous slide? 34% people there saying that it's a BJP that actually has the best plan for Delhi. 17% people saying it's the AAP. So obviously people favoring the BJP amongst the 3 parties, even though, as I said earlier, mostly saying none of the above, and 10% people saying that the Congress has the best plan to tackle the pollution issue. Would you consider it safe to drink water directly from the Yamuna in Delhi was the next question we asked our viewers, and 90% people, huge margin there, said no, it's unsafe. Only 10% people said yes, and 0% people there saying that they can't say. The next question posed was, would you consider it safe to swim in the Yamuna river in Delhi? And 85%, again a huge margin there, saying no. 12% people said yes, 3% people said that they can't say. So these are the results, of course, of this survey. As you can see, it primarily, of course, focuses on pollution, both air and water pollution in the national capital. And the results, of course, they are out for you to see as well. Let's quickly throw this open to our panelists now. Joining us live, Neoma Gupta, BJP spokesperson, Padma Shri Sanjeev Bagai, Chairman, Nephron Clinic, is joining us live. Siddharth Sharma, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, is live with us. Dilip Cherin, Image Guru, also joins us live. Siddharth Sharma, let me quickly rope you in here first. People not happy with how the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi has tackled the issue of the Yamuna. That's an issue that your opponents also are targeting you on. Huge margin of people feeling that it's not safe to swim in the Yamuna or to drink water from the Yamuna. Also, many people feeling that the pollution issue, most parties don't have a plan to tackle it. And even if they feel that a party has a plan, they're going with the BJP and not the AAP. What do you make of this survey and its findings?
Yeah, Uday, there is something called as a sampling method. I think if you would have done this exact same survey a little upstream in Sonipat or a little downstream in Agra, both of which are BJP ruled incidentally in Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, I think you would have gotten the same answer that yes, Sonipat is as disturbed by air pollution, 78%. Stubble burning is an issue or not an issue, maybe half and half. Which party has a plan? No party has a plan, 40%. I think Agra people would have also said that, because the simple thing is that, pardon me, Uday, for some technical reason, I'm unable to see the program, although I am able to hear you perfectly. For example, this is the National Green Tribunal, which is a government agency, which says that Ganga ka pani achaman ke laik bhi nahi bacha hai. This is not a charge on BJP. The simple fact that certain issues are global commons. For example, water, air, a river flows, for example, a Yamuna flows from Himachal to Punjab, then to Haryana, then to Delhi, 22 kilometers in Delhi, then to Uttar Pradesh, and then joins the Ganga. So you cannot pick and choose anywhere a particular segment. If you choose a different segment in Agra, I think the answer would have been same. When these kind of things happen, this is a pan-national thing. That is why we have something called as a federal government. During Corona times, we saw that twice. When the Corona hit and India imposed a lockdown, and the second time when Corona was, we tried to take on Corona, COVID, through mass vaccinations across India. On both the occasions, the central government, the federal government stepped in. It guided the state governments and took a holistic approach. I think the simple answer to this is whatever pollution is a global issue. It's not just a Delhi centric issue. The same survey would have given the same responses in Agra or Sonipat. I think it is high time that the central government says that this is an issue of such an emergency like COVID, that they have to make different chief ministers and different governments, all the state governments put together. Because, for example, when you asked about stubble burning, it was half and half. If you would have done the same survey last year, it would have shown that Punjab is more. But incidentally, this year, Punjab's farm fires came down by nearly, last year it was 70,000, this year it was 8,000. But surprisingly, Madhya Pradesh had burned more parali than Punjab.
Yes.
So let us not blame Punjab and blame Madhya
Okay,
Pradesh.
okay. I'll get the BJP representative to respond to you, Siddharth. But as far as the pollution issue is concerned, how important is this for you and your party? Are you promising to tackle these issues? Because, at the end of the day, of course, you have raised questions on what the BJP has done, and I will get Neoma to respond to that. But what has the AAP done as well? Of course, you spoke about Punjab and how the stubble burnings have decreased there. But what else has been done for tackling air pollution and, more importantly, water pollution? There were huge promises made by Arvind Kejriwal as far as the Yamuna is concerned. Has Mr. Kejriwal lived up to his promise?
Yeah, for example, today what has happened, to answer your question simply, there is a Mandukya Upanishad mein ek bahut achhi kahavat hai ki pratyaksham kim pramanam. Basically, it says that no need to reinvent the wheel and proof of the pudding is in its eating. If Punjab can cut down its parali within 2 years from 70,000 to 8,000, it goes on to show that Aam Aadmi Party has a plan. Now, as far as Yamuna is concerned, there is a plan. But today what happened? Today, surprisingly, yesterday, Aam Aadmi Party said, and it's just not Aam Aadmi Party, the Delhi Jal Board, which is the water management authority of Delhi, whose officers, as per law, report to the BJP central government, have in writing admitted that Yamuna water entering Delhi from Haryana at Wazirabad barrage is 700% more than the permissible ammonia levels. When we said that, the entire BJP ecosystem went hammer and tongs against us. Even the Chief Minister of Haryana, Mr. Naib Singh Saini, threatened a defamation suit.
Yes.
But surprisingly, today, after the Aam Aadmi Party delegation went and showed this proof to the Election Commission, Mr. Naib Singh Saini, in Haryana, all of us know that election.
No, this has become a separate election issue, of course, and I will get to that in just a second. This allegation that you're poisoning, of course, that Haryana is poisoning the water of Delhi. But Neoma Gupta, let me quickly get you to respond to that. You've heard what the AAP Siddharth Sharma has to say. He's turned and blamed your party, and he said that there's a federal government, there's a federal structure, and there's nothing that the centre is doing on this issue.
Okay, so hi, good evening. Thank you for having me, and good evening to all the panelists. Okay, let's start with pollution. Please try and understand that the center can only formulate general policy and nudge the states in the right direction from where they need to take over and handle and micromanage at district level policy. All the time, Aam Aadmi Party just does his blame game, cry, and they cry so loudly because they always, they should actually, when they write their manifesto, they should write a precursor that we will do this if this one is cooperating, we will do this if the center does this, we will do this if the center does this, because they don't know anything else. When it comes to pollution, as a central government, Delhi gave 38.22 crores in the NCAP funds from 2019-2020 to 23-24. Only 10.77 crores were spent. I want to know why. When funds for crop residue management were dispersed, what happened about them? Crucial roads and highways, such as the Dwarka Expressway, the Western and East Peripheral Expressways were made. The FAME schemes and the EV permit exemptions were given. Strict emission standards for thermal power plants and industries was given. A heavily promoted solar power plant support was given. So when it comes to the center, they will do what they have to do. It's up to the state to be receptive, or it's up to the state whether they want to resist. And in our case, there's in the case of Aam Aadmi Party, resistance is not the thing because their intention is very clear. They don't want to do something. And just to clarify to the spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party, you know, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal actually crossed all limits, I would say, of basic civic and political responsibility, because he essentially accused the BJP of trying to murder thousands of innocent people. He used the word mass genocide. Are you trying to tell me that you're comparing this to the Hiroshima Nagasaki bombings of 1945? Or what are you insulting the memories of the Jews of Europe or the Kashmiri Pandits? I mean, just apply logic to when you're making statements like this. Through It's disgusting. Irrespective, you have brought the Yamuna to what it is today. As of now, the Yamuna is classified as a dead river. Forget sustaining life, you can't even clean a filthy car. Earlier this year, why did you not raise a hue and cry when there was a high level committee on Yamuna which noted that there was a gap of 227 million gallons per day between installed
Right.
capacity? And now, let me finish. The High Court has wrapped you up on it because half the time your STP plans don't work. Please understand, when the water does come in from Haryana, it then goes through Delhi and then it goes to UP. Are you trying to say that we are out there to poison everybody? Be responsible when you make political statements. Why isn't your STP not working? Why are
Okay.
more than
Do you have a
52
plan?
STPs
And
not
the counter
working?
question is, do you have a plan? Does the BJP have a clear plan to tackle the air pollution menace in Delhi and the water pollution Yamuna issue? A lot of people, of course, believe that none of the parties have a good plan. However, they did slightly give the edge to BJP when it comes to the three parties. But as far as the Yamuna issue is concerned and air pollution, does the BJP have a clear plan? Are you willing to take
Absolutely.
it to the people?
Okay. Yeah. So I understand the cynism of Delhiites because they are with a government which has completely failed on all grounds of governance, which is up. But when it comes to BJP, they have the full intention, roadmap, and plan to make sure Yamuna gets restored to its lost glory. And pollution is a very, very pivotal point for us, and they're going to address it. If the center is already cooperating like this, can you imagine if there is a double-edged engine of the center and state together with the BJP? It's going to be a remarkable solve to this problem.
Okay, quick response from Siddharth, and then I'll get in Dr. Bagai and Dilip Cherin, who are also live with us.
Yeah, I was hearing Neoma ji, she is a very learned advocate. Whatever argument she was making and blaming Aam Aadmi Party, the simple fact that just 28 days ago, on the last day of last year, that is 31st of December, Mumbai had GRAP 4 imposed on it because of air pollution. So
Talk about
when,
Delhi right now.
come on, Neoma ji, when you are speaking, I called you a learned counsel. A learned
That's
counsel
very
never
kind of you.
influenced anyone else.
But
I think
thank you.
when I called you a learned counsel, I expect the same thing from you. So the simple thing is that when you asked Neoma ji, she did not give any plan as such. The reason being simple. I'll give you an example. In 2022, Modi ji went to Glasgow and unilaterally said that by 2030, India would be reducing 1 billion tons of carbon. But Delhi, because of its electric vehicle policy, brought down 1 lakh tons of carbon emission within the next 3 years. Aam Aadmi Party, it's not just we have a plan, we are educated people. Can BJP show one engineer with it? Can BJP show one urban expert with it? Aam Aadmi Party has a plethora of these kind of people, and the proof of the pudding is in its eating. Punjab, when it brought down palm fires from 80,000 to 8,000, 90% drop, it itself is a proof enough that Aam Aadmi Party, it's not just, it walks the talk that it says.
Okay.
It does not blame anyone. If you want to blame Arvind Kejriwal, then is BJP saying that the GRAP 4 in Mumbai is also because of Arvind Kejriwal, or is it because of BJP's
Okay, let's
so let us not get into that. Let us come up with a plan.
That's shifting goalposts now. The debate is on Delhi, not on Maharashtra. Maharashtra debate has happened already. The elections happened last year. But coming back across to you now, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, how important is it for pollution to be a voting issue for Delhiites? We complain around Diwali every year, and forget about it when the elections come. Is this an important voting issue? Should this be an important voting issue? Also, what do you make of the results of the survey as far as the Yamuna and pollution issue are concerned?
Good evening, everyone. So without fear and without favor and without any bias, I think the AAP government, being a Delhiite and a loyal tax-paying citizen of India, living in Delhi for the last almost now 35 years, the AAP government has failed Delhi. Make no mistake about it. It's a fact. As a voting citizen, they lack now the trust and the faith of a Delhi citizens. As far as the pollution is concerned, they have failed again. And the statements of the Aam Aadmi Party recently have been highly irresponsible. I think even a 2-year-old is not going to use words like genocide and things like that. I will not comment on their intellectual prowess and their degrees and their qualifications of which engineer from which institution. But the fact is, Delhiites are suffering. Coming straight to the pollution, I will only focus very quickly on two parts in the pollution. One is the air pollution and second is the water pollution. Both is impacting our life, our health, and our livability and our survival. More than 2 million people in India are dying, mainly in the northern states, because of air pollution. And it is not only PM 2.5 and PM 5 and PM 10. It's a huge amount of toxic gases, fumes, volatile organic compounds, carcinogens, black carbon, and so on. There is a lot which can be done. If you look at it now constructively, and I hope the Aam Aadmi Party, who's still in power till the election results are announced, are listening, the road dust is a very major contributor.
Yeah.
You cannot blame anyone else for the fault which lies in your own house. Point number two, the public transport in Delhi is way behind any national, forget international norms. It could have been done a lot better, and 10 years is a very long time. Point number three, with regards the Yamuna, with regards the water pollution, forget 90%. I mean, if you take a drop of water, you will die. That's how the facts stand. People are reaching a AQI level and experiencing 999. The calculating meter can't show anything more than that. You're looking at a direct impact of mortality. There are enough data which has been published in Lancet, New England Journal of Medicine. They've done meta-analysis, collaborative Cochrane trials of more than 184 cities in India. Most of them are in northern India. They have shown every percent increase in PM 2.5, NOx, SOx, carbon monoxide is giving a 2 to 3-fold increase in cardiac, respiratory, and metabolic mortality. This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
If I'm living in Delhi, it's my right to have a minimum amount of clean air. We are seeing newborns coming in with wheezing. We are seeing small children with bronchitis. We are seeing elderlies coming in with hypertension and stroke. Why are we allowing this to happen? Let's look beyond politics and let's look beyond a person's apparent degrees. We need deliverance on the ground. Have we got the deliverance on the ground? The answer is no. Have we got clean air to breathe in Delhi? The answer is no. Do we get regular and good water supply in Delhi? The answer is no. Is there a tanker mafia in Delhi? The answer is yes. Is the water clean to drink from the taps? The answer is no.
Okay.
We've been given false promises in the last 10 years. The answer is yes. What will Delhi vote for? Delhi has to vote for now truth.
Dilip Cherian, come in here. Dilip Cherian, should the issue of pollution, both airborne and water pollution, become a voting issue for Delhiites? Do you hope that people will vote on issues such as this rather than caste, religion and other issues which often are raked up in the election as well? Also, Dilip Cherian, the survey has thrown up some interesting results, be it of course the cleanliness of the Yamuna or the causes of air pollution and who is best tasked to combat it. What is your interpretation?
I take great objection to Arvind Kejriwal talking about genocide because actually it's suicide. The people of Delhi are insane enough to be willing to live in this toxic air pollution combined with water pollution mess. But please understand that 80% of the time in the last 5 years has gone on a battle between the Lieutenant Governor and the Chief Minister. So either the Delhiites should choose to elect a Lieutenant Governor maybe. And it doesn't make sense to elect a chief minister and then have this whining and debating between them. That's one. Second, as far as investments are concerned, the Delhi government, which has huge resources, should be spending more on sewage treatment plants, on making sure that where road construction takes place, there is enough water used to ensure that dust does not come up. It needs to make sure that the citizen has a chance. But as I said, the main thing is to make sure that this election throws up a result where the lieutenant governor becomes irrelevant. You cannot have a retired bureaucrat assuming control over a large number of people who have the right to vote. I think genocide is when somebody else is trying to kill you. Here you have the same people who are allegedly in power trying to kill you. So the future of Delhi, surveys will show, will be about people wanting to take a decision to make sure that the management of their future is based on people who they elect. We should be able to hold them accountable. They should not be able to trot out series of excuses as to why they can't do something. It's not good enough that they may have done a great job on either mohalla clinics or improving MCD schools. That is their job. That is what we expect them to do. So no kudos for that anymore. You've spent 5 years or 10 years doing that. Now get on to the much bigger task, because the points that Dr. Bagai highlighted affect each and every citizen from the moment they are born in the city to the moment they are cremated. So let's not forget the fact that life is in question. Survival is in question. We can't live in an urban jungle of this kind where everything is uncertain.
Yes, because the fact, of course, unfortunately, Siddharth Sharma, and you can please respond to Dilip Cherin and Dr. Bagai, who are both neutral guests on the broadcast, and their observations. The fact is that while, yes, there are gains and there are strengths and there are achievements, what hasn't worked, there can't be mere excuses, because you haven't just been in power now for a year or two, you've been 10 years in Delhi, rather more.
Yeah, I cannot impute any leanings to any of our panelists. Everyone is free to. But I think you got the issue perfectly well when you said that what are the issues of voting of a Delhiite in these elections. And for a Delhiite, this math is very simple. Savings to the people of Delhi due to free facilities of Aam Aadmi Party, be it free electricity of 5,000 or free education worth 10,000 or free treatment worth 5,000 or free bus rides worth 2,500, Mahila Samman of 2,100 rupees. If BJP wins, all this will stop. Is the middle class of Delhi ready to bear that burden of rupees 25,000 a month? This means that even if by mistake any button other than Jadu is pressed, then every middle class family is staring at a loss of 15 lakh in the next 5 years. हर खाते में जो 15 लाख आने वाले थे ना, पहले मोदी जी भेजने वाले थे, वो आएंगे कम, वो उल्टे निकल जाएंगे.
Yoma Gupta, people's pocket will get pinched, and that is the biggest issue, says the AAP.
The fact that you've started your debate on pollution and cleaning up the Yamuna, and all they talk about is their schemes at the nth moment, which are not economically sustainable on one accord. And when they promise these schemes, they don't even honor it. I mean, a recent example is the Mahila Samaj Yojana in the Punjab state. They promised the ladies 1,000 rupees and they didn't give it. Not once did he address the elephant in the room, which was the pollution, which Dr. Sanjeev Bagai so brilliantly explained to us, the cause and effect of it.
Yes.
He didn't address any of that. So that clearly shows that they have no larger picture.
Okay.
They just have a smaller picture of getting a vote by just scheming.
Okay, Dr. Bagai, 20 seconds, I've run out of time.
Yeah.
We need to realize that all these freebies and these paupers being doled out are non-cost effective. This is going to be a huge economic disaster for Delhi. Delhi is already 6,500 crores in debt. Where is the money going to come from? Let's not promise these things just few days before elections. It's bribing the voters. Talk of merit, talk of performance. AAP has failed, and we need a change.
My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this broadcast.